All right, welcome to the January 2016 release update. My name is Cody Zimmer, and with me we've got
Mr. Russell Jeffrey.
Russell Jeffrey. If you don't know Russ, you're missing out because Russ is an awesome guy, and he's filling in for Alec today for the release update. So first off, let's introduce ourselves. My name's Cody. If you're not familiar with me, I'm the education manager here at Duda. I create a lot of support content, create videos, do webinars, wear a few different hats around here. And with me, we've got Russ. He's a technical product manager. He's been here forever. He's been here just about as long as me. Knows the product inside and out. What else do you do, Russ?
I work a lot with our partners. I work on our product as well. A lot more on the technical side of the API documentation and APIs in general and how we do things and blah, 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 blah. There's a bigger list than that, but...
Some seriously great API documentation, by the way.
Go
cool.
read it.
So we're here today to actually go over the new release that just happened on Sunday.
Yeah, yesterday.
So we want to share some of the core features of that release with you guys. So first off, we're going to talk about Snap to Align, which is really awesome.
Great little design feature for those of you familiar with PowerPoint or Illustrator or Photoshop. It'll be very familiar to you guys.
Yeah. There's been some additional options that have been added to the navigation section, so we're going to cover those.
Some highly requested features, I would add.
That you guys have been requesting, yes, yeah. Very much so. There's been some performance improvements. We'll take a look at that. We'll actually measure that for you guys.
Yep.
Which will be fun, a little side-by-side comparison. Parallax on rows.
Right. So you now have the option to turn on and off parallax on rows. We'll go over the exact difference. In the past you couldn't, now you can. It's kind of cool.
Yeah, and then also the ability to create a sticky header.
Right. Both the parallax and sticky header are coming out of experimental for us, and so they're now available kind of by default inside of the platform.
Correct. And then at the very end, instead of Q&A, since this isn't live, we'll just ask you for some feedback and tell you where to send it. So, yep. Cool. Without further ado, let's get started. So first things first, Snap to Align.
Right. So this is a brand new thing that we're releasing that's out there today, and I think I mentioned this a little earlier, but those of you who are familiar with kind of the PowerPoint alignment of when you drag things around the page, it gives you a little line or grid to help you line things up with different elements on that slide. And so Duda is trying to replicate that. And we're trying to do this in a very similar way to what everyone who uses these design tools expects. And we're kind of giving you best practices built in here using the tool. So the idea here is that if you want to go and align different elements on the page, which is a very common design trend, is that you are able to go and do so very easily. So maybe for this example here, right, we have this upcoming exhibits and a little description right below it, but then this part over here is aligned to the left, right? So what you might want to do is come and say, you know what, I really want this to be aligned with that same part down below. And you'll see as I do this, I get these kind of purple alignment grids inside of the platform. That's allowing me to line up the left boundary of this element with that same left boundary of this element down below. And to make it even match up a little more perfect there, let's just come and we'll left align this text here, right? We'll click on it and we'll left align it. Oops, that's not what I wanted to do. So we'll go ahead and correct that quickly. Open the text editor and we will say align to the left. Great. And now we'll drag it into place. All right, and just get that little snap to alignment, and we'll do the same thing over here to go ahead and align this even more, right? And we'll drag this over, and now you see everything's going to be in perfect alignment inside of that page. Now this can be done with other elements, right, Cody?
Yeah, so we can actually align other elements with this too. So let's say we wanted to add in, for let's say, how about a button? Let's do a button in here, and let's say we want to put this underneath these guys. I've got a new button. I'm actually going to change my button design because it's black, and I definitely want to be able to see the button. So let's just make it red or something like that so it stands out here. For the sake of this example, you can see my button's way over here on the left, and I just want to align it, so I'm going to drag it over and just snap it into alignment with these other guys right here.
Right.
And let's say, I actually want to put some space in here. It stays in alignment, so it's snapped into place. Really nice, easy to change. I'm actually going to edit this text here that we put here. let's go ahead and I just want to left align it just so it, I think it would look a little bit nicer if it was left aligned. And you can see I've added that in here. Now let's say I want to make the button bigger. I can actually drag or resize the button and it'll snap with the width of the paragraph.
Right.
Which gives it a nice clean look. And I can go ahead and I can also add in an image. Let's add an image in here underneath upcoming exhibits. And by the way, quick sidebar, we do have a new image uploader,
right,
which you can see. So I'll click new, upload new image. You can see we've got a new screen here, and you can...
right, there's a little bit of a new design.
Yeah.
And also you can come and upload as many files as you would like, one by one. And the difference here is that they won't automatically close the upload image, and instead you can upload 5, 10, 15, 20 images all at once.
Nice. So since I'm out of embarrassing pictures of Russ to upload, I'm just going to choose an image. Let's go ahead and choose, what do you think works for upcoming events? How about this coffee one?
Sure.
That works. Oh my goodness, that is quite a big image. That is not at all what I intended to have happen. That's okay though, I'll just resize it. So just drag to resize. And let's go ahead and drag it up here. Let's move it in between. Now you can see it's totally not in alignment, but with the new snap to align, that's actually a pretty easy problem to solve. I can just go ahead and drag it over, and you can see it'll snap right into alignment here with my button and my paragraph. And I can go ahead and resize it so the image is perfectly in alignment with my text and my button. Actually, I wanted it above it, so let me move it up. And you can see that this image is perfectly in line with the paragraph and the button.
Good work,
and we
Cody.
have
Looks good.
Yeah, nice clean little thing. It's easy to make stuff that looks good now. That's what's so cool. So that's the snap to alignment.
Great.
All right, what's next on our list?
Oh, navigation design.
Navigation design options, all right.
So, right, Cody, our new feature here is navigation spacing and hover over the elements themselves. And these are two of our more requested kind of design features inside of the navigation system. And something I think any knowledgeable user of Duda says we've been missing for a while. So
yeah, we're really happy to get these out to you guys.
Definitely. So if I go to the navigation links, I can come now, click on Edit, and pull up our standard editor panel. I head to Design, and you'll start to see some additional options here. Right, so one new one here is edit the navigation spacing here inside of the editor, right? And so you can come and see you can control the spacing between these individual links. So if I come and say, I want to make these a little bit bigger, so maybe I want to make them 50 pixels apart on each side, you can come and decide to do that, which is very nice, kind of very handy to be able to come and do, which is something we didn't have in the past.
Yeah, and you can also adjust it vertically as well as horizontally. Right. So if you want to try to squeeze some pages in there before the More button on your navigation, you're now able to do that and choose your spacing.
Right.
Which is really cool.
And also now you can override the hover of the element itself, which is something you couldn't change. That was based on the template last time. Now we have options for that. So you see right now by default I have that kind of light gray or the kind of transparent overlay that's going to be there. So if I want to come and say, you know what, I really want that to stand out, let's put a little dark red in the background there. I can come now and hover over that. I'm going to get that nice dark red color when I hover over these links.
No custom CSS required.
Right, which is very cool. Very cool. The same goes with the sub-navigation. We now give you more control over that sub-navigation directly. So you can see the sub-navigation wrapper itself, so you can choose the background color of that if I want it to be maybe a more brown color, or a tan color I should say. Same with I can now edit the spacing around that, make it bigger, smaller, change the text size. Same with the items itself and the hover and the selected pages. So a lot more design options inside of that navigation system just for you guys out there using the editor.
Yeah, I think it's pretty much all the same design options for sub-navigation as for...
Oh, definitely is. There didn't used to be that same level of comparison, but there now is.
Yeah.
Right.
Which is really fantastic. Cool. All right. What's next, Russ?
Great. So next on our list, I think we wanted to go over our performance improvements inside of the platform itself.
Let's take a look at that. So we've actually, this is how we're going to do this. It's going to be side by side.
Right.
We've got the new release on the left and the previous version of Duda on the right.
Definitely.
So let's go ahead and take a look and see how it is. First, we'll start off with loading up the editor from the dashboard.
So here we are, both on the dashboard. Before or after is on the left, before is on the right.
Right.
So you see we're going to click on edit,
And
the time it takes to get into the editor is going to be
7 seconds for the new release. And the previous one's still going. We've all waited at that screen.
Wait for it.
15 seconds.
Right.
That's a huge improvement. That's more than twice as fast.
Right. It's pretty impressive.
It's really impressive. All right, now let's look at inside the editor, moving from desktop to the mobile view. So we can see the new version here, 4 seconds, and the previous version 6 seconds. And a 6-second load, 2 seconds is about 33% improvement.
It's good.
It's a huge improvement right there. All right, now so let's look at the same view from mobile back to desktop. Just 2 seconds on the new version versus about 5 seconds on the previous version.
So it's going to save you guys time while inside of the platform and hopefully make it a little more easy editing experience.
Yeah, definitely. And we're going to continue to work on performance.
Definitely. This is something we're committed to improving in the long term and making sure it's as slick and speedy for you guys as you'd expect every modern web application to be.
Including ours. All right, so next up we have Parallax on rows.
Yeah, so this is one of those weird ones where we kind of allowed you to do it in the past, but it wasn't fully enabled inside of the platform. And so for those of you who are unfamiliar with what Parallax is, Cody's showing it on his screen now. The idea is that as a user scrolls, the background of an image is going to go the opposite direction that he is scrolling. That's the traditional parallax effect. It's not usually at the same speed that he's scrolling, but it's at some speed that's going to be there, where that background moves or looks like it's kind of transitioning behind the elements of the website itself. So if you open the row options and you go to edit, you'll see there's 2 options here. One is for full bleed, which is a different feature, and then the other one is parallax background. So this enables that option to go and either it scrolls with the page or it doesn't. So we just turned it off here, and you see that image is no longer scrolling. It's staying in position, but it's not scrolling or going the opposite direction of the page itself. Now there's one more thing I want to show here. If we can open up the edit options again here, and if we go to design quickly, and then we see we have this background image, and you scroll down just a little bit, we have this keep image position static. Now this is even a little different, right? So if we keep this, and we scroll on the page, so go ahead and we'll click done, and we scroll, the image actually, it stays static with the page. And what's happening here is that the image position isn't fixed to the page, but it's fixed to kind of the background of the actual page.
It might be better to demonstrate this on like maybe this guy up here.
Yeah, or maybe let's add a new row and do that above, yeah. Great.
Let's add a background image.
Yeah, just something plain.
How about this?
Sure. And let's turn on the keep image position static option.
Oh, hold on. Let's
also make it a little bigger there.
That did not work for me. There we go.
That's what you wanted to do.
That is what I wanted to do.
And we'll go to background here. And under, we'll say keep image position static. And you see basically what happens is the image itself doesn't scroll with the page. And instead, this is basically, it's kind of like a parallax effect, but it's not a full parallax effect because parallax actually moves the image position, where this one just kind of keeps it static with the page itself. So they're similar, but they're different.
So when would you want to use this over the parallax effect?
I think they're pretty limited use cases. I think the keeping the image position static works a little better when the image that you have in the background is not as big, right? The thing about parallax is you need that image to go beyond the borders of what's shown. right? It needs to have some space at the top, some space at the bottom, so as you scroll throughout the page, it can successfully move and maybe display new content or new parts of the image that weren't there previously. Where this keep image position static, you need less of that extra buffer space on the image itself.
Mm-hmm. Cool.
So there are two features that are kind of similar there.
Nice. All right, let's move on to sticky header.
Right. So again, this is one that was previously in our experimental features, and now you'll see on every single header, I can just click on the header and say set as sticky header, right? And once I turn that on, you'll see that as I scroll down that page, that header is just going to stay in position, doesn't change, always there.
Always there.
Yeah. So a good recommendation for as far as design goes is make this header smaller, kind of thinner, so it doesn't take up the whole 20% of the page or 50% of the page. Make it something that's going to be a lot smaller on the page, something like 10%, something like that. Don't destroy your site's usability by doing this.
Yeah, no, that's really easy to get into. I'm very protective of my vertical screen real estate, and so I don't appreciate it when sites give me a giant sticky header. Usually I just delete it and inspect all.
Cody gets mad and gets rid of it.
I do. But you have the option to set this up, and it can be really great, especially for landing pages. If you have like a CTA inside that sticky header, as you're scrolling down the page, that CTA is always there.
Right.
No matter where they are on the page. So it can be really useful for things like that.
Mm-hmm.
So definitely check it out. And I know we kind of went a little bit longer than we thought we might, but... so that's going to be it for us.
Yeah, let's quickly cover how people can send us some feedback on this. Especially this design, this new alignment feature or snap to align is very new for Duda, and so we would like to hear your feedback of what's missing, what we can add to it, what would make it easier to use. Is it getting in the way? Anything like that? Either send us an email at support@dudamobile.com or post on the reseller group. We want to hear what you have to say about this. We feel like we want to provide you designers and you people building websites with the best practices and kind of guide you and help you build these websites faster and easier. And so anything that we can do to help you get there, that's our goal.
Yeah, fantastic. So again, don't be shy. Support@dudamobile.com, facebook.com/group/Duda resellers. Send us your feedback.
Thanks for listening.
Yeah, thanks. Appreciate it. And we'll see you guys next time.